Hey everybody, let's line this up, talk about possibilities. So we are right at support here. Holding up on this 13,000. I'm pretty sure that is already set. Yeah. Okay, so we've already gap filled. Let's look at the pound. Make doubly sure this one is right. I think I did all this before I closed the PC down, so we should be all right. Yeah, okay. Euro yen has come down to some support. Going nowhere fast. CAD yen barely holding 87. Okay, so I'm going to focus on the pound and the DAX. Pound US and the DAX. So we have, let's look at the 60-minute chart. Yeah, we'll go. Yeah, we'll go over that euro yen. It was a dumb trade on reflection. Yeah, you guys said it was short. As soon as I took the trade, I thought, yeah, this is not a good idea. Yeah, so pound US right. So we got the Sunday open at 326, 327. Decent move the back end of the week. Overall trend line down there at 295. So the little peak up was sold into. I tried to short at 350, 355. I got stopped out on that little spike higher. So I am, let's probably sit this one out for a bit, see how we go. But I would like to get short on any spike into 350, 360 area or higher. I would like to get short on that. This was actually a nice three-wave move up there. I think what I might do is actually take these fibs off, because let's just sort of clear the decks. When you've got range-bound markets, 60-minute fibs just don't generally help on small ranges. So yeah, like I said, this is a 4-hour reversal signal up here. So I want to try and get short up into that 4-hour reversal. Let's look at the euro yen. Let's do the same on the euro yen. Where are we? Just coming out for 8. Yeah, it was a dumb trade trying to short, to try and go long underneath all that resistance. Can it work now? We're building here. We're definitely building. We're coming into this open with a lower close. Again, it's a lower high. Just going to walk away from it for now. The 4-hour is not unconvincing at best. Let me just save all this. Right, so I'm going to concentrate on the DAX. The Dow has very hard push into the open, consolidation, and then we're back up amongst the highs. And the DAX has fallen on decent support, but we're under the cosh here as far as average is concerned. And let's just momentarily put a 15-minute fibs on this. Yeah, so the resistance area is that 70 area again. That's the area we, that was Friday's close. Okay, I will keep that fibs on. So we're getting a decent push up here. So it's all down to US GDP for me. Oh, look. Okay. There's our Scalper School money there already. Yeah, it did cross my mind to buy that at the open, but I resisted the temptation to jump in. Already was just zoomed right into resistance. So I'm sighing because these charts are not ideal at the moment. Like I said, I think the market's just building up to US GDP. So let's mark this one off, have a sip of coffee, and let's see where we are. These black charts are much clearer, aren't they? I think. I mean, on this DAX yesterday, I was buying dips all day. I know there was a couple of 2 or 3 good drops. I was even buying here at 90.995 and just grabbing a few pips. Well, that's liking. That's quite happy at the moment. Well, yeah, it both works. I mean, I could absolutely see why you were selling it. It's just we're going nowhere fast at the moment. So for those of you just joined us, we are completely flat at the moment, just marking off this DAX. And if you look at the 15-minute yesterday, yeah, that was a nice fib resistance. Yeah, we'd ploughed into this area of resistance and started selling up there. The MACD got high. So there was it was the top of the fib zone, wasn't it? So it was a good short. So there's a real sort of bull bear tussle yesterday. Yeah. Okay, so top of the range already. If this is going to be that buoyant, oh boy. Forex is quiet as a dodo, and this thing's just flown up. Yeah, the Dow's back up to yesterday's, or close to yesterday's highs already. That's a 50 pip move. Let's see if it's going to pull back. Yeah, I agree. The short side is good. Generally faster as well. The drops were, yeah, normally we go up 3 times slower than we come down. So if you catch a nice top, then it can do well. So we're already in the 50% area already. This dotted line is 50%. See, the Dow did this yesterday. It actually gave quite a nice short, didn't it? Let's look at the Dow yesterday and compare with. So I don't see any trades at the moment. So yeah, we shot up, and then at getting on for 4 o'clock, we saw a drop from a high of 640 to 550. So a 90 pip drop. Yeah, it came down twice as fast as it went up. And already the DAX has seen some sellers. At that 50% level. Right. Let's take a look at this euro yen then. Yeah, this is popping up nicely. Let's mark this one off and have a look at this one as well then. I think it's, yeah, the 60 minutes looks as if that could return to 300. If we close up here and pop back to yesterday's close, then I would be interested in that. I'm going to concentrate on this DAX because this is bobbing around like mad. Okay, coming into the range. One other thing about this, if anybody's got an IG account, if you use this button down here, it pulls up a ticket. That's quite nice. It's better. I'm finding that better than getting all this messing around with top business. And like I said, I've got a short key for an exit now. Right, I'm not concentrating enough, so I need to just buckle down and have a think about what I'm going to do here. Decent push into resistance, immediately sells. I'm just going to pause. Where are we? Just not even. Let's get 15 minutes out of the way and see if that drops back down to support. I think my inclination is just to try and get that to dip to the 200 moving average, buy it, and see if we can get up to resistance and then potentially flip it. Euro yen's ticking up some. Euro's picking up some speed, so that's going to take a little bit of shine off of this DAX anyway. So if I can pick up anything from 8 to 20, I'd be a buyer to see if we can get back up to this resistance level, 70, and so on, and then try and get short higher up. So where are we now? Just coming into this 15. Let's see if we can get a little lower and try and get in on the next leg up. Okay, I did this yesterday, didn't I? Hesitated. I nearly went for that 25. What was it? What did we see? We saw 25, didn't we? That's a lot of resistance up there, though. So I'm happy to. Well, I'm not happy to watch it go up, but without me. But let's see. Okay, so decent close. Pound is holding up, not doing much more. Euro yen is ticking up slowly. So this fib level here at 17 is what I would be interested in. I would like to see 17. 17 would take it down to that average. So let me see if I can set this up. Right, let's set this up for 17. Okay. So let's sit there and wait for 17. In the meantime, let's have a look. I've got a feeling it may just poke up from here. So this is now a fade at 236. So let's try and get 236. Okay, so I'll just put orders in the book today. Let's see if they get triggered. I've switched the voice from Dan to Julia. So Julia's going to tell me if I'm filled. I have got a feeling that 25 might be it, but it is a sell signal under the top of the range, so hopefully we'll get close to the bottom of the range and get filled. In the meantime, the pound is, let's at least get this ranged off. Could go either way. I want to hire. Basically, I'm hoping that the data comes out, sends it higher. Yeah, so at 6:10, 6:15 this morning, we saw the level that I want to get short at. So I would like to get short up there. In the meantime, the DAX is, I should have taken that 25, shouldn't I? Second morning in a row I hesitated. Okay. See, the reason why I hesitated is because normally if you get a big bar like that, they actually come right the way back down to the base of the bar, normally. I think what I might do is just go quiet and wait and see if some of this gets filled now. So the reason why I put orders in the book is because I've just set I do this a lot on my swing trade account, but I set this out over I think it was Friday. I just had a long session just getting my head around some of the other facilities that I wasn't using in this. So this is why I've set this up to get orders in the book. And once I get a bit more information behind me on the pound, then I'll do that for the short. Other markets to look at. Let's look at the FTSE. Decent selling yesterday. It's coming to some support. And getting about, DAX is running away from me. Yeah, Euro yen's pulling back, with DAX is running away. Okay. Yeah, if it's the 4 hour. If you look at the 4 hour, it's actually quite good. Yeah, that's quite a decent amount of support under there. And we just had a higher close on that fib zone. I think we could be going up to yeah, said this over the weekend, didn't I, or yesterday. I think we could be going up to this 370 mark, at which point we might see some decent selling. Okay, where are we? Just coming up to past. That's not pulling back enough for me yet. I think it will. I think that will. That's a decent 60-minute chart pattern, actually. Yeah, buyers started coming in about 7 or 8 o'clock last night. Let's have a look at the US dollar yen. Yeah, that took a tumble. That went under last week's low, and that's found buyers at 110.80. At the weekend, I wrote down, yeah, this 110.60 was one of my possible entries. Yen has been in a recovery mode recently. Okay, I think I will just have to go quiet and have a rethink about what I can do this morning. What I'll probably do is stick to the plan. I buy this pullback and then try and get short higher up. So I think what we might see is a push higher into and after US GDP, some further buying into the end of November and into mid-December, and then some selling mid-December. Again, that's sort of a pretty rough plan, but I think that's what, because this DAX at the moment is sitting on a major daily trend line, or it has touched a major daily trend line at the lows. So that's why I think, whoa.
So stop executed. Exit with loss.
Okay. Oh dear. Okay. That's good. He said so sarcastically. Let's take this one off. Yeah, okay. Sitting there with a sell signal. It's going to fill the gap. It's an immediate loss. That served me, didn't it? that top. That was and there we go. So we're filling the gap. What's done that? 40 pip drop, 45 pip drop in just over 5 minutes. Okay, the euro yen. Okay, so it's really not my morning. That euro yen is running, having tested a really nice support level. So, and the DAX has had that nasty dip. Dow's hardly moved. It's only this one that's dipped. There's definitely a strong resistance area, but I didn't expect that. I'll stand aside, see how we handle this support. Okay, I'm going to go quiet and just let this market come to me now. I didn't want to short at that level because the '60 minutes to me had too much support. The MACD was too low. I prefer shorting higher up personally. Right, I'll go quiet. I'll talk to you. Let's just get these 15-minute bars out of the way and then I'll come back. I think I'm just going to stand aside and wait for these market. Wait to see what happens. Yeah, like I said, I would like the data to. That's going to confuse me having that up there. I would like the data to take that higher and then give me a chance to short up there. DAX, nice gap fill. I'm very tempted to jump in, so let me just get a bit more data behind us, because I think that could come up from here. Obviously we are just at this point, we've triggered a short when we're fading. I think the best thing to do would be to short that at the top of the range. In the meantime, I'm tempted to buy this support and trade it back up to the top of the range. It's bobbing around, isn't it? Euro-yen is not pulling back. Let's just see what they want to do with this. Okay, I'm gonna buy a dip here. Right, I've gone long here.
Market executed.
Now, Julia's confirmed I've gone long. Well, Dow's holding up. That's not to say this will hold up. It's a gap strategy. I'm just looking for this gap to hold, the gap fill to hold. Okay, so I'm long this just above my spread. And potentially, what I really like to do is to get short, like I said, around about that 70 mark or higher if possible. Very jumpy. Where are we? 25.2. Got data at 9, and then bank stress tests at 9:30. Euro-yen's pulling back a little bit. Pound's dithering. Right, let me get my target set. I'm going to sell into that range. So if we can close back above this 810, Dow's holding up nicely. Seven or eight pips under my belt at the moment. Actually, no, not that much. A few pips. I'll highlight the chart so I can do a keyboard exit if I need to. We are still on the underside of this resistance, so got to at least close above 10, and this may not work unless we close above 20, because at the moment we are just fading. So the risk is that the sellers are coming back in, and this could roll over. This is pretty much back to the sort of style of trading we had yesterday. Yesterday you could have just bought the lows and sold the highs on this all day. We just rotated quite nicely into quite decent fixed areas. So Adriana's shorts were great into the resistance. Equally, the lows were into some fairly decent support. So this is the sort of action we're seeing today is pretty much a repeat of yesterday at the moment. So okay, so they wanted to come and test that gap. So I'm nearly 25 pips up at the moment. My target is, Julia's going to tell you when we hit 38. Pound yen's ticking down a little, not much. It's holding up pretty well. What a shame I had that order in the book, otherwise I would have kept out of trouble. If you're in this, you could just push your stop up. Yeah, it's a free trade. I'm 20 pips on the account at the moment anyway. So if this is going to work, that should be a safe margin, I would have thought. So we closed above the 200, now we're testing the 200. Let's see if we can close higher and push up into this data. Maybe I should have just grabbed the 20 pips. Oh no, don't stop me out. Okay, we're at the bottom of the range. Just testing the bottom of the range. Really jumpy, isn't it? Really jumpy. So just coming up to the 15, you're out with 20 pips, good. Yeah, 20 pips is not bad. You can grab 20 pips all the time, then grab 20 pips 2-3 times a day, then you're quid's in, aren't you? Right now, it looks as if I'm going to give my 20 pips back. Pound's a little weaker. I'll just turn that off for a moment because you can see, just concentrate on what. So we've broken up through the closed up through the range. Now we're just testing the lower of the range.
Sell stop executed.
I'm taken out.
Exit with loss.
So well done for the 20 pips. Looks like we are wanting to go lower. Unusually big bars, isn't it? Okay, so the pound's triggered short. So it's a fade at around about 25 at the moment. We've not tested the gap in the London session yet, so that 40 could be interesting. Okay. It's not happy. Right, okay, well I'm now going to look for a fade later on. That may not be the session, it may be, if we start closing down here, I will fade any peak above 13,000 if that's gonna do that. Could you jump in now? Yes. We have broken a key fib level, but I'm going to wait for a fade now. Okay, that's interesting. FTSE's holding up. Let's mark this FTSE up then. Bashing into resistance. That's the low. This one looks okay. The main resistance area is 16. Yeah, I'm just at the gap fill. So I'm just contemplating getting short. Where's my ticket? Right, I've not got a sell signal yet, so let me just line up the range. Just want to see if this one can follow suit. That's actually faded to the upside. It's certainly at a major resistance area. If I get a lower close here, I will look at the short. It's just the DAX that's weak. Okay, I'm shorting this gap.
Market executed.
It's just the DAX. The Dow is holding up nicely. So I've got a lower 5-minute close off of the gap fill on this one. So I'm short on a gap strategy. I can try to use the gap strategy again. We are the DAX has come pop back up 10 pips. Slightly underwater with this one. This is still happy. So it's just the DAX that's unhappy. Okay. Let's see. DAX is almost recovered. If you look at the daily chart on this one, so we've got all this resistance up here, a decent seller's bar yesterday, so we're just knocking into the 200 moving average. So if we come out of that, all that congestion, we could potentially come to 73.43. Pound's not doing much. Euro yen is just sitting up and not doing much. That's just hit a lot of resistance at the highs. And the DAX at the moment is trying to hold that yesterday's lows with a fade coming up. Right, I'm going to go quiet now and just leave this one on the books and see if this one can work. Otherwise, I am going to stand aside, let the market come to me. But as you can see from that 15-minute chart, and the daily I've just looked at, it's a big resistance area, but it's not. At the moment, the dips are still getting bought. So slightly underwater with this one at the moment. Okay, the DAX has popped up. The Dow is climbing higher. Okay, this is just all over the place. Okay, it's fading, but I ain't going to touch it. Why? Because we just got this data coming out, and I need to get this data out of the way. Big bars, it's all over the place, so I should be just staying out. I carry on watching it. Okay, I'll talk to you just as we come up to the top of the hour. Okay, so where are we now? I'm stopped out of the FTSE, so the resistance in that didn't hold this one back, and the DAX has flown up without me. So very unsatisfactory session so far, unless you were just in very quick. I'm sitting here seeing these moves in this DAX and just not being quick enough this morning. This needed just yeah, there are sort of 15-minute moves in this. That dip down has not connected with the trend line I've got lined up. Is this worth shorting? Not for me. Not after a couple of stop outs. Well, 2 stop outs and 1 break even. So yeah, grabbing 20 pips was the order of the day, I think, or more, of course, if you can get them. But I left 20 pips on the table and gave it back. It wasn't worth much anyway. That's why I trade small positions in this time of the day. The Dow's holding up really well. This just refuses to lie down at the moment, and that is testing a major resistance at those highs anyway. I'm going to have to back off because I'm just not able to make headway on this at the moment. Like I said, my original plan I talked about this morning about shorting higher up still stands. Around about the 80 mark is a major resistance level. I can't go long that because there's too much resistance, too much congestion. And I've got a 15-minute buy signal underneath it, so I've got to leave it. Euro yen is at long last pulling back. To be honest, it's come off a lot of resistance. I think it's could just roll over. I think my best bet was potentially just to short the highs on this one, because not only have we got the 15-minute 200 up here, we've got the 4-hour 200 as well. So I am going to have to wait until we get the UK data out of the way. You see, we just put a buy signal on yesterday's low. So a 15-minute buy signal, but a very bearish 60 minutes. So there's signals flying all over the place in these smaller time frames and causing me problems. So I think I will back off. Wait, I'm going to do nothing till the UK data is out and see where that takes me. At the moment, these highs are selling nicely again, as they were yesterday, but they're not high enough for me. And that is actually the 60 minutes is bullish, apart from the fact that it's a doji-like bar. We closed higher 2 hours in a row. And it's possible I just got short too low on that one. So I'm going to have to back off. Right, okay, I'll talk to you at about 25 past. I'm not going to do anything else until we get this data out of the way, and even then I may not trade unless I see a convincing setup. I'm tempted to short this high again, but can't. Well, for a start, there's not a setup anyway. Talk to you about 25 past. Okay. I'll speak to you then. Okay, just interested in this fade here into a lot of support. I'd like it to come back to that 233 and lower if possible, maybe even the floor of the range as well, 228. Let's see. DAX has come up. DAX is just very annoying this morning. Yeah, 950 was my swing trade target entry. We've done 64. Just moving in very sharp moves. Okay, we're getting a deeper thrust down on this one with no buy signal. Okay, so we're into that level that I was looking at now. So let's see if this is going to hold. Not going to buy yet because we're going to see if I can dip lower and then see if it holds. US dollar yen is potentially going to bust up. I would like to see another push into 111 on this if it holds. You can see this is a, so I'm looking at the 60-minute chart and you're looking at the 15. Yeah, I would like to see if this can drift lower and then come into support level. Allow it to dip under last week's low again and then see if we can find some buyers. So I'll keep an eye on that this afternoon. Meantime, the DAX is all over the place still. Highs are selling. Dow holding up well. Oil looks lower short term. And this one is trying to hold. Yeah, just neatly coming into some fib support there. I think we're so close to this UK data, I'm not even going to touch this till the UK data's out now. Right, okay, so we've got no more data till German consumer confidence. Okay, stress tests are out. Right. I'm going to wait till this 15-minute bar closes. Let's see if we dip back into, let's see if we can get a push back into 225. And I think this is going to be my last trade of the day. Last trade of the session, sorry. That is all over the place, looking shorter, but with a 60-minute higher close. So I would like that to pop back down to the range floor. So I'm going to be ultra patient after my mess ups this morning and just see if I can get that lower close, because I've not got a 15-minute buy signal and we're under the cosh in the 15-minute. So what I don't want to do is just to buy around here and then just see this drift drop right down to those lows, despite the fact it's a bullish 60-minute bar in front of us. Yeah, so we've got a bearish 15-minute close again. And the DAX is pointing up. It's possible this wants to come all the way down to 200. I'll say all the way down, it's only 35 pips away. I'd forgotten the stress tests were actually before London Open. So this is right on a 60-minute trend line here. So I'm going to look for, I'm going to alarm 340. I'm going to alarm that upper level. No, okay, I'll alarm 338. Yeah, it's a really fragile market at the moment, very fragile. Like I said before, we're waiting for US GDP. So that's not holding. So the yen is, we've seen a lot of strength over the last couple of weeks on this yen. And currently seeing, so even 320 could potentially be a good short. Yeah, ideally that 337 is the bottom of that fib zone. So I'd like to get short on this pound at that level. DAX I'd like to get short higher. Yeah, that's one of the worst 5-minute ranges I think we've seen for a very long time. That's horrible. It's triggered long, okay, albeit quickly followed by a 5-minute reversal signal. And it's triggered short, and here we are smack in the middle. Yeah, so the euro yen is not holding. Looking like that wants to fall through the floor. But what is coming through is we are seeing some evidence of some, beginning to see some reasonable dollar strength now. So if we get, certainly see some more buying of the yen, I think. Now, is this going to hold here, or is this just going to continue? What's interesting is just how firm the Dow is so far this week. But we are very close to the highs, very close to this week's highs, which could short. So we have a close of 580. So if we push higher and sell, then a target entry of 580, 550 might be on the cards. Okay, so if we start to close higher here, I'll try and buy 230. You know what? My preferred entry on this would be 175. I think this might come lower, drop, sell down to here, and then pick up later on this afternoon or later in the day. And then if we are going to push higher, I think we'll push higher into US GDP. If you look at the MACD on this, yeah, I should have been shorting the highs. Right, I'll just wait till 1:45 and then I'll decide what I'm going to do with here, and then sum up and close the room. Yeah. That looks like a good short to me. I think that's lower. That will be a nice fade. This yen is getting bought. I'm not sure that's going to hold. But it's massive support. Okay, I'm going to buy this 233. Just waiting for a dip. Okay, so I'm looking to buy this yesterday's close. Okay, this doesn't break up, bust up, because I'm trying to buy that 233. And I want to short the pound at the higher level and potentially short the DAX at the higher level. Okay, so let's see if we can close the room up on a high. I think it might run away from me, so let's hope we get some kind of dip here. $230 would be nice. $225 would obviously be a lot better. Waiting for a dip still. Okay, I'll take this. Okay, I'm taking this.
Market executed.
Right, so I'm going to try and sit in this euro yen. 300 was the Sunday open, so 300 is a, if we can push higher, is going to be a stumbling block. So that's where I want to be. DAX has been intensely frustrating. I guess only to be expected with that sort of resistance above. And at the moment, it looks to me as if we could come lower than 995. I think if they are going to break this up, I think they're going to want to do 995 again. Pound, yeah, I would like to get short around, ideally 360, but a fade at 325, 338 might be all I'm going to get. So I'm just going to not be overly bullish on the euro yen. And I need to make sure, I need to get some more points under the belt for the room. So I'll do a little mini video midday, a little 2-5-minute video midday, and post it, and see if we can see if I can help us get some more pips out of this. All right. Well, thanks a lot for being patient today. You've all stayed in the room and not walked off, so thank you for that. And I will, not sure if you're going to want to see this video anyway, but I'll post it up anyway. And talk to you later. All right. Well, thanks very much, guys. Yeah, that was. I thought that maybe if I put that order in the book, no, it still would have stopped me out, wouldn't it? All right. Okay. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now, guys.